What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be talking about Aurora Cannabis. So if you guys haven't heard the news by now, Health Canada will be pushing the date back for legalized edibles, CBD, vapes, etc. The initial date was October 17th and it is now being pushed back to December 17th. So in this video I'm going to talk about how this is going to affect Aurora Cannabis and obviously other companies, not just Aurora Cannabis. We're also going to be looking at Aurora Cannabis charts, doing some technical analysis. I'll give you guys my thoughts and opinions as to what might happen to this company. But before we get this video started, let me know what you guys think is going to happen to this company, whether you guys think we're going to start seeing some new lows or whether you still believe that Aurora Cannabis can run. Also, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, hit that notification bell if you're not subscribed, and let's get this video started. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is Aurora Cannabis charts in Canadian dollars, and then we're going to follow with the American dollars charts. So as you can see right here, Aurora Cannabis has had a nice run followed by a downtrend, and then we had a nice little run again, and now we're downtrending. And right here you can see we found a support line right here at around $10. Aurora Cannabis is currently below that support line, sitting at $9.98, currently down 1.5% on the day. So realistically we could delete all these lines right here because Aurora Cannabis has just been consistently downtrending. So I'm just going to delete these lines here, delete this line. So I've spoke about this $10 support line right here, and if you guys have followed my channel for a while, perhaps you guys could notice another pattern starting to form. So I'm going to show you guys the pattern, and right here we have a triangle pattern. So if you guys have watched my videos in the past, you guys will know exactly what happens after we see a triangle pattern. And usually what follows a triangle pattern, the tighter you start to squeeze into this triangle, what happens is a breakthrough, either a breakthrough in the upward or the downward direction. So we're going to talk about what I believe can possibly happen, whether we're going to have a breakthrough in the upward or downward direction. But before we do that, we're also going to take a look at the American Aurora Cannabis charts. So right here we have Aurora Cannabis in American dollars currently sitting at $7.51, and we have the same pattern. We had a nice run here followed by a pullback, a nice little run, and then a nice pullback. But the same thing happened here. We could delete all those lines and pretty much extend this red line because we were pretty much downtrending this whole time. So I'm going to delete these lines as well here. And as you can see right here, we have a nice little support line here at around $7.50 and the same pattern forming. And as you guys can see, we have a triangle pattern forming right here. So usually what happens with these triangle patterns, the same thing. We have a breakthrough in the upward or the downward direction. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think is going to happen, whether we're going to have a breakthrough in the upward or the downward direction. So we're also going to be looking at other things. We're going to be looking at the MACD lines for Aurora Cannabis, and from the looks of it, we're kind of getting a buy signal. It does look like these lines are crossing right now, but we're going to take a look at the charts here at yahoo.com. So on top of that, we also have the Bollinger Bands and the 50-day moving average, which looks like they're about to cross. So to me, it possibly looks like we could be getting ready for a nice run. I'm not saying Aurora Cannabis is going up to $10 to $15 American, but it does look like we're going to have a nice run. It could possibly be a small run or a big run, especially if the 50-day moving average and the Bollinger Bands cross here. And right here we have the MACD lines crossing as well. So that's two potential buy signals. What I think could happen with Aurora Cannabis is we're getting tighter into this triangle space, which we should see a breakthrough. So I do think we could possibly see a breakthrough in the upward direction. I think best case scenario is we'll be testing this $8 resistance line. We might hit the $8 resistance line after this breakthrough. It's a possibility. So if I were to do a swing trade, I could possibly buy Aurora Cannabis at around $7.50, and then if I want to minimize my losses, I'll set a stop loss and collect my profits if it goes anywhere above $7.90. That would personally be my strategy if I were to do a swing trade with Aurora Cannabis, since we're seeing a lot of patterns potentially sending us in the upward direction. Another thing I want to talk about the Bollinger Bands is when you see the candles here go above the top, what happens is we have a nice pullback, and then when you see it go below, it has a nice little run. So right here we've seen it go below, we had a nice run, we seen it go above the bands, and then we had a nice little pullback. Right here we did see it go above the bands and we had a nice little pullback. So it makes me kind of question, is this pullback over, or could we continue going down even further? And so far we haven't seen it go below, so there's no indications of a run when you look at it in that way. And that's it for Aurora Cannabis charts. We're going to start off with the summary. Health Canada has delayed the rollout of consumable cannabis products originally set for hitting the market in mid-October. So we spoke about this before, and I've spoke about this plenty of times, how Aurora Cannabis was planning on legalizing edibles and CBD drinks, etc. on October 2019. and now Health Canada has decided to push this date back all the way to December 2019. The funny thing is the exact same thing happened when marijuana was getting legalized for recreational purposes in Canada as well. Originally we had an earlier date, it got pushed back, and then it eventually got pushed back all the way to October 2018. So it seems like the same thing is happening right now with edibles and consumables. The multi-month delay will allow the markets to become flooded with supply as initial cannabis demand hasn't met expectations. So Aurora Cannabis is set to grow supply 900% from the March quarter levels. The stock could trade at a 20 times updated FY20 revenue estimates after analyst numbers. So Aurora Cannabis has long held that Cannabis 2.0 products was the savior to their aggressive growth plans. The decision by Health Canada to delay the rollout of consumables until December is the trouble that Aurora Cannabis didn't need. So right here we have the writer saying that I'm gonna quote him, "My investment thesis on the stock is turning increasingly bearish as demand continues to fail to meet purpose supply." So if you guys don't know what Cannabis 2.0 is, that was supposed to be on October 2019 when edibles, CBD, vapes, etc. were supposed to become legal in Canada. So Aurora Cannabis was already trading at a multi-month lows below $8, so the market was concerned that Health Canada was going to lay the so-called rollout of Cannabis 2.0. So if the $7 doesn't hold, the stock is likely to retest the recent lows below $5. So right here we're going to look at the charts, and as you can see right here, I have a support line drawn right here at around $7. In this article they do talk about that if this $7 support line doesn't hold, we could possibly retest the lows of $5. So I also do have a support line here around $6, which I do believe we're going to be testing before we retest the $5. I don't think we're just going to dramatically drop from $7 and then immediately go down to the $5 support. I do think we're going to test this $6 support line, and it is drawn in red. So at this point I do consider Aurora Cannabis a buy, and also if it does hit this $5 support line, I do consider it to be a very strong buy. So Canada planned to allow producers to add vapes, edibles, and beverages by mid-October to their sales of dried flower that became legal last year, but Health Canada is delaying the rollout until mid-December at the earliest. The problem for the Canadian cannabis companies is that dried flower sales are struggling and another sales outlet is needed. Right now they're saying that the official date is mid-December, which is also not guaranteed because from what I remember, when marijuana was becoming legal for recreational purposes, they pushed that date back twice. So this is the first time they're pushing the date back, and it is a possibility that it could be pushed back again. Obviously I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but at this point anything is possible. And as you can see right now, sales have not been great for the marijuana industry. So we were hoping for edibles and CBD and vapes, etc. to be legal, because that would add some more revenue streams for all these companies, including Aurora Cannabis. So the government set strict limits on THC contents, health claims, and advertising. The main strict restrictions include not making the items appealing to kids or providing any health claims for cannabis products. Which in a way makes sense. You don't want kids or people underage to be doing these products, so these products cannot be attractive, or I'm guessing they're not allowed to be colorful, have like cartoons on them, because they don't want these products to be appealing for kids. So the market for food and beverage infused cannabis edibles was projected to reach over $4 billion by 2022. Deloitte forecasts that the Canadian market alone would reach $2.7 billion or $2 billion in sales. So in the big picture, the delay is only 2 months so far, but the issue will ultimately be the food of cannabis reaching the market by the time consumables are legal. Any delay will allow the market to become swamped with product by Aurora Cannabis alone. Aurora Cannabis forecast supply to reach 25,000 kilograms in the current June quarter, up from sales of 9,160 kilograms in the prior quarter. The company recently upped production capacity by 80,000 kilograms to a total target of 625,000 kilograms by 2020, excluding operations in South America. So within the course of a little over a year, Aurora Cannabis alone will grow cannabis production by 140,000 kilograms per quarter, or nearly 900% growth. The company desperately needs demand to surge in just a few quarters. So demand isn't anywhere close to forecast while supply is set to surge. TMF updated their list of the top 10 producers that now forecast annual productions of at least 2.5 million kilograms, or over 2.5 times the projected demand that isn't even materializing. So as you can see right here, Aurora Cannabis is projected to produce 662,000 kilograms, Canopy Growth 550,000 kilograms, Afria 255,000 kilograms, CanTrust 200 to 300,000 kilograms, the Green Organic Dutchman 219,000 kilograms, Hexo 150,000 kilograms, and as you guys can see the rest of these charts, that's a lot of marijuana being produced. And right now it looks like demand is not up to par of what we're estimated to produce in the upcoming years. So in addition, the totals now exclude the South American production targets of Aurora Cannabis, while not excluding the targeted goals of CannTrust and Zenabis Global that combined could add a 400,000 kilograms. So without much work, the production of the top 11 or 12 Canadian cannabis producers will quickly top over 3.2 million kilograms. The key investors' takeaway is that the last thing Aurora Cannabis needs was another delay in cannabis sales in Canada. The company is set to start flooding the market with cannabis supply and building inventory for a delayed market that will negatively impact the financials. At $7.50 stock price, Aurora Cannabis has a market cap of over $8 billion. Analysts will have to drop the FY20 revenue target of $561 million, placing more pressure on the stock. The low analyst estimate of $400 million could be realistic now, placing the stock at nearly 20 times sales estimates. So what do I expect to happen to this company? It's really tough to say, but from the looks of it, it does look like Aurora Cannabis will most likely be trading sideways. I don't expect it to go down even further. The $5 support line that they talked about in this article, I think it's very unlikely that we will hit it, but it is possible. We could possibly see Aurora test the $6 support line. $5, I think that would be an amazing opportunity, and I personally won't be complaining if Aurora Cannabis goes that low. At the end of the day, nothing is guaranteed. Aurora Cannabis, something could happen that could make this company run. We could see this company hit $15 again. Just remember that this is strictly for educational and entertainment purposes. Always make sure to do your own due diligence. And if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget, give me a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, smash that subscribe button. Also, let me know in the comment section what you guys think is going to happen to this company, whether we're going to be uptrending, downtrending, we're going to be testing that $5 support. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. That's it for now, guys. Bye bye.